So this morning I am tired right now. But I did say that I was going to come back and talk about my experience being close friends with an LDS Latter-day Saint member of the Latter-day Saint Temple Church. So her family is from Emmett. I grew up in Emmett, and both of us together grew up in the town of Emmett, Idaho. She is 1 year older compared to me, and same person. If you know the family Jensen, and my high school, one of my closest friends during that time was Miranda Jensen. And I mean, I experienced all of her dating time. Again, from the two perspectives, me growing up religiously Catholic and her growing up religiously LDS. And yes, during the times of middle school or K through 12, it is possible for different religion background to connect during the times of brain development, puberty. And at the same time be involved in different religious backgrounds. I was her underclassman, smart, cute best friend. One of the only Latin Latin American friends. Had a small number of colored people to live in Emmett from different countries. Yeah. So I knew her from middle school up until 12-year high school, and all the way to recently. I think our last message was from like 5 months ago. That's the last time that friendship stayed together and finally broke off. Yeah, I mean, I'll read the last messages I kept. But anyways. Oh my god. So, okay, so like during that time, it's Idaho, red state, educationally pushed blue for both color, we'll call it educational progress, to support students to move forward in educational success. And so you have two people, two friends, her and I, who achieved like strict religious backgrounds, and at the same time with opposing religious backgrounds, we could actually be friends, close enough, good friends. I mean, I was told a lot during times of venting, and I was just given that title of being a good listener and, you know, being open-minded, including being a good listener. And I was the youngest in that friend group. More associated with her friend group with LDS, Mormon, life decision style, and a few non-LDS. So I was placed here. So goal, right? A colorful, diverse background before high school graduation. Success. So graduation happened for her, and her dating life was not a success. And she was like stuck with I think three guys. So if I can remember, I think there was a Cameron, there was one LDS whose family was from Mexico. That one was a weird one. And I think one that was not LDS, like nothing. His name is Casey. Yes. So you have family Hales. You have can't remember, but his youngest sister is named Maria, and the last name is Dyers. She, with the dating time and the socializing time with each one, she just fell so hard for each one. And she's deciding, right, her marriage possibilities. And there was just so much drama for each one. You know, like popularity, status. Then there was like colored background drama, conformity issues. And then there was the he's not gonna be convinced to become LDS or Mormon. So, you know, that was just a lot of dating experience for her. And then graduation happened, and she, went and enrolled into BYU in I don't know if it's here in Wyoming or no, I don't think it was in Idaho. So it had to have been here in Wyoming. But anyways, she took up university classes, and the waiting time for a mission young man to show up, and they have this record time for young women students to show up at BYU, and within the first 3 months or half of the first year, it is a goal to find the one, the love of each one of their life. And so for all of you, BYU is in a town called Rexburg. Right? Yeah. And oh my god. Sorry. I'm telling the story. I'm just seriously really tired. But anyways, so if y'all know Rex, oh my god, Rexburg. It is a university community town. And that university is one establishment, but like everything else is LDS. Like from law, rules of like who like can be outside after dark, and the level of jaywalking. So instead of that, like that, then taken, arrested, feed, all of that connected with the strictness associated with the LDS members. So all that, I still think it's like a cult status. I mean, there's a lot of LDS or Mormons, young adults that say the same thing in like a funny joke for themselves, but like seriously, like it's like just really strict. And that like is, so one time I went to go visit another LDS good friends that were not friends anymore since like 10 years ago. But I did go to go visit over here. And at that time, that friend named Lucille Mumford, another very popular LDS family, because they're all medic family, like doctors and levels of smarts. And yeah, so I show up to the apartment complex, and it's like like 4 stories, right? You have your 4 stories, and like 70%, 80% have a pregnant young 18, 19 age range within the first or second year. Like, oh my God. So it was a little creepy to like go and then like look, and then you have the other young women go out and have like their kid, and then look some other way or hear another person down there, and then have like more young women pregnant with their second kid or their first kid, and just like it's just, it's weird. Anyway, so going back to what I wanted to discuss with like the goal, right? The goal of progress from different backgrounds. So there's like a lot of drama. Right, Miranda experienced a lot of drama during high school, and that just kept going into university. And like there's like affairs that happen, and hello, they are LDS. And well, she got like wrapped up into an affair too with an older man that worked underneath her father in the business of Maverick. And Miranda Jensen met that guy at her time in Rexburg. I think that's the name, right? Oh my God. It is so late, so early in the morning that I'm like barely awake. But yeah, so both of us used to go onto car rides, and I would just listen, and she would vent, and I would just listen. And like, sometimes, like, things would, like, shock me because of that. It's LDS, like, hardcore religious background. And, you know, they achieved being able to search and find, be included into a diverse level. So when you're told, you're like shocked to be told about this LDS modern time life that's happening, and all the gossip, the affair statuses, like that that man, he was, I think, 30 something, in his 30s, and married with, I think second pregnancy or third pregnancy at that time of Miranda Jensen and their affair. And like, that was still in the same religious background, And then I think, okay, so what happened was that the guy decided, like, no, I can't. I need to, pick my wife and kids. And so she was, like, left, like heartbroken. Because she was so into him that she wanted to basically run away together and go off into, like, their own love story. And so that's another added experience to dating, and the surface level of, like, flirting. Okay. Oh my god. So then, like, finally, this new chapter, this new life experience, it's not with an LDS member. It's not with someone that is spiritually or religiously not affiliated. Now it's with a different religious member. And this person is Catholic. And Mexican American. And he joined into the National Guard. So, a very different, distinct marriage. And I don't think Miranda Jensen ever explained all of her love life. And I think both of them fell for each other from discussing high school puberty stages, including growing up religious, in Idaho with the population more non-religious. And so that level of here and here, the drama, and but that was the beginning for marriage establishment, the dating, and reasons to accomplish close religious listed responsibilities, marriage first and then get pregnant and have kids. And that was one of the biggest goal for Miranda Jensen, because it's all she wanted was to become a mom and have kids, which she has 2 of them, a 5-year-old and I think, a 3-year-old. And that's all she wanted in life. But like the last thing I like questioned her about, because I got curious, me showing up again from a lot of like my own experiences with life, and then finally like stumbling upon again in passing with her life. I was like, okay, do you mind explaining like my curiosity with the marriage? Because she only believes that she needs to become a mom and wife. That's it. And I questioned her because her marriage is with a man of color. A very opposing, different culture. And now that includes 2 colored children. And you all know modern times that right now there is a lot of culture associated the politics and the lifestyles. And she responded so typical, like she is a white woman who grew up in Idaho. She was like, the color doesn't matter. I'm their mom. And they're going to grow up becoming, my kids. And I was like a little disturbed because there was no real time research associated with her marriage with color and religion, because now you have a lot of adult responsibility stresses, and she takes up the mom role and only says you have to, or you have to because I said you have to. So a very, very controlling, forceful mom behavior type that is negative and not a lot of culture support for development and growth. And I could like just imagine, hear, see, understand that there would be a lot of fighting between both of them. And, you know, you have the husband who maybe wants his kids to grow up religiously Catholic, but Miranda Jensen feels like she has the right, because she's mom, to cut in and like stop that spiritual trust. And so, you know, I'm just like curiously concerned. It's like both of their kids are gonna grow up like just like not knowing anything. And I mean, I never like earned the title aunt, right? But I can still be a curiously concerned stages of friendship until one day, you know, she just like decides like who do you think you are for showing up in my life, asking all those questions when you needed to show up and like bring the gifts, bring the happy laughter, bring the good, fun stories, and then build their life to have happiest moments. But I was told I couldn't bring like something of good intention, because I'm thinking ahead in the future for the well-being of those kids and their life. That will become their puberty stages. And then I also felt bad at the same time, because y'all know I grew up Catholic, and that's that separation, the part that is given to the other person is this much, and you're left with this much. And it means that spiritually he got stuck and couldn't continue a in-depth feeling reassurement with God for tough moments, because Miranda Jensen preferred to become the one for any problem resolution. Including her experiences not affecting her sad depression times. Searching for happy, good, exciting moments in her life. So, I believe that having opposite religious backgrounds for marriage is overly complicated and can't really reach a 50-50%. There's a lot that one person has to give up for that relationship to continue, and I find that sad and depressing because that means it's a loss of will, because it's a lot of personal time reflecting and deciding and becoming a mature self. And what about those texts, right? So, my mom died, and I was always like, tell me more, tell me your feelings. Are you good? Are you not? And then, Miranda Jensen, during our times driving, she would use 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, or minimum 2 hours, expressing so much in her details and explanation. And I explained to her about my mom and her breast cancer and how that affected her, and she died. And Miranda Jensen only responded with like one sentence being like, "Oh, sorry." And then I was like, "That's all?" Like, if you are mad because I did not tell you every moment of my life for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, doesn't matter, because I'm a adult who is going through a lot the same as you or more. But you have always been the gossip cat, and have become mad because all those years I didn't tell you everything, and your level of responding in a close, meaningful years of friendship all went away, and she did not really care. And so she like responded as if she didn't have the skill to be like, okay, whoa, wait. We've been close, and you just told me that your mom died. Like, do you want to call me and explain? I can have the phone here, and you can explain while I'm, taking care of my kid. No, none of that. She messaged me like she was the only busy person alive. Like, wow. All of my personal young time providing for a good relationship between us, and you give me a sentence with I am busy, like, sorry for you, your life, but I'm a busy person. okay, but the whole world has to stop for your 2 kids. And, their names, right? Because I asked them, like, I mean, what names did you pick? I'm just curious because, like, both of you like finding interesting names or things. And she responded with Griffin and Micah, Jensen, and Xavier. And that's when I asked, your family, I know, is very politically aware, and y'all picked a very white name for both. With not good reputation. And then, she gets mad because she's like, who are you to decide my kids' names and what they mean? And I'm like, I am questioning your decisions because of political importance in the area, like a good person would think about and maybe be a little concerned. And so she's like, I picked Xavier as a name because it's not meant to be associated with Mexican or colored culture background. And I'm like, whoa, that comment sounds like whitewash. like brainwash. I mean, I didn't tell her that, but I'm telling y'all. And she's like, what's wrong with my kids not knowing about color backgrounds? You need to stop trying to convince me, Miranda Jensen, to believe that I can't understand my own level of a name like Xavier. And I'm like, you are becoming white, Idaho. I never said anything about your kids becoming white from birth brain activity. You, Miranda Jensen, are announcing to all that it's your mom parenting. So I'm like catching her up with my life from like the past years, right? Like 5 years ago. Like little bit by little bit by little bit. And then she decides to ignore it. So ignore me. And then say, no. What's important right now is for you to understand that for like 5 years of being adults, you and I have experienced life, and you, Gio, have not been in my life. And I'm like, that is so mean. Literally so mean. Because I am being told that my tough life, tough experiences mean worthless nothing compared to her life. And I was not there in her life to become the perfect aunt type to babysit her kids for the past 5 years. And I'm like living in this life. I mean, it's 2025. And as an adult, you pick up and learn about life and the world together. You know, that type of political association. And Miranda, she says, you know, I have never been a political or social person. And then I'm like, what do you mean? You have always included yourself with the drama in your circle that includes a lot of politics. And so she says, I am not the same person because I refuse to stay quiet, and she doesn't like it. And she's like, lose it. My number, lose it. Because you're only bringing up slander associated with all of the texts about my kids. And I'm like, right now we're discussing the meaning for politics, not your kids. And you only using your mom perspective when right now you should be discussing things from your brain, your thoughts. If you don't feel good about yourself and your intellect development, that is a topic to bring up for discussion. Not, well, I'm gonna blame you and you and you and you, and just say that it all has to be connected with my kids so that I can win this fight. And I'm like, what type of stalking my social media for you, Miranda Jensen? As always, the same type of behavior before high school graduation and the same behavior after, because each time that I show up in your life, you already know all about my life. Girl time. Important girl time. Oh my God. I think she noticed, she connected and realized that I was a different color and still in her eyes below her. And I kept maturing with more intellect inside and outside. And she couldn't accept herself for the first time feeling below me intellectually. And that hurt because I still had still a good bit of held memory of bits of cherishment for her life, and that was not enough. it's just sad how age and life hits a person like Miranda Jensen, and they themselves decide to have it become a negative experience. So what does that mean? That opposing different religion backgrounds are not always successful. Friendship or marriage. Because for the marriage or friendship to succeed, it would mean that one has to forget themselves. So yeah, tough subject. We are only in the '30s young age, and still going through a lot of adult social life moments that require adult moments. Etc., etc., etc. Anyways, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being patient during this time where I'm just so tired. Anyways, I think that's it. Yeah. Stay safe, all of you, and good night.